All right, guys, today we're going to keep going with the lesson from the other day. We are going to write equations. We're going to decide if linear, quadratic, or exponential fits this better. These are actually cards that you're going to have, you're going to cut these out. You're going to sort them into envelopes that are labeled linear, quadratic, and exponential. We'll really talk about that in class. We're going to do these 6 today in this video. Then we will do the word problems in the next one. Okay, so there are actually 3 parts to this lesson. So just to start with, though, we're not actually going to draw the scatter plot. We're going to do that part in our calculator. So we're going to start with this number 2 right here. Reset your calculator like you've been doing. Then we are going to go ahead and press Stat and Edit. And we're going to type in the X's for L1, the Y's for L2. So 30, enter, 30, enter, 60, enter, 60, enter, 70, enter, 90, enter. Okay, and we're going to go over. 5, enter, 9, enter, 9, enter, 15, enter, 14, enter, 18, enter. Okay, so we need to turn on diagnostics, look at the scatter plot and all those kinds of things. So if you remember from yesterday, you should have those notes. It's a good idea to look at those so that you can get the steps down. But from what we did yesterday, we pressed second and stat plot to turn it on. So on, we're good, it's on. Then you press zoom, on. Okay, there's the scatter plot. I think it looks linear, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be something else, and we will definitely find out. I think it's a straight line, but as we learned yesterday, just because of what it looks like does not mean that's exactly what it is, okay? All right, now, we need to turn diagnostics on. Remember, we only have to do all this stuff one time. So mode, go down to see stat, diagnostics, and we're going to turn it on. Okay, now we're ready to actually calculate. So we're going to do linear first by pressing stat over to calculate, and we want number 4. All the way down to calculate. All right, r squared does not look very strong, but I guess we'll see, won't we? All right, so we have linear. Linear has an r squared of 0.77 and an equation of y equals 0.18x plus 1.44. Okay, now we're going to see which one it is and what the correct answer is when we get there. We're not doing this portion because we did it on the calculator. Okay, now we've got linear. Let's try quadratic. So stat, calculate, number 5. Okay, so r is still 0.77 on this one. Y equals 5.25 x squared. We're going to go ahead and write 0.774 on this. We'll have to go back and see. Maybe a linear might be closer. Hopefully we won't have to make that decision. Plus 0.12 x. Oh, I just noticed something. Do you see this e to the negative 4? That actually means we have 0.123 and then a 5 x squared, which means linear is probably actually better. Plus 0.12 x plus 2.90. Okay, and last, let's try exponential. So stat, go over to calculate, 0, and all the way down to calculate. Oh, that r squared here is 0.72. I'm not even going to write the equation because I know it's not exponential. We need to run linear one more time just to check and see R squared is 0.772. 0.772. Which means our correct answer is quadratic. This is the answer that you would put in. This is not the answer. So this one is quadratic. The equation is 0.0005 x squared plus 0.12x plus 2.90. And you will place that in your quadratic envelope. Okay? Now let's move to the right. Okay? Okay, let's do another one. So now we don't actually have to do that. Zoom 9, turn this on, do those things, okay? There are things we are going to do, so we're just going to press Stat. We're going to go to Edit, okay, and we're going to delete these. Okay, we're going to go over and delete these. All right, now we're going to type them in. So 24, enter. 25, enter. 28, enter. 37, enter. 92, enter. 95, enter. Then go over. 210, enter. 160, enter. 180, enter. 170, enter. 20, enter. 40, enter. So we don't actually have to turn on diagnostic. We've already done that. We don't have to turn the stat plot on. We've already done that, which means if we want to look at a graph of this, we simply press Zoom 9 now. There's the graph. That one really looks linear to me, but again, we just learned a minute ago. There's no telling. So we looked at the graph. Let's look at linear. Okay, so stat, calculate. We're not going to write the equation for each of these. Let's go get the R squared value. We'll make a decision, then we'll write the equation. I don't want to write the equation over and over again if I don't need to. So that one is 0.95 is linear. Let's go look at quadratic. So press stat, over to calculate, and quadratic is 5. Enter. 0.95 as well. Exponential. Let's go ahead and write. We learned that the last time. This one is what? 0.949, and the other one was 0.948. Well, I'm going to have to start carrying it to 3 decimal places, it appears. Calculate number 0. 0.92. So it's definitely quadratic again, which means let's go write that equation. So let's go back to the quadratic. So stat, calculate, it is quadratic. Okay, so y equals negative 0.01 x squared minus 1.54x plus 228.60. Let me move my calculator just a little bit so you can finish seeing that. So there's that equation, okay? All right, I would pause the video, find the R squared value, which is what these are, for each, then determine which it is and write the equation. All right, I'm gonna do that for this one down here. So stat, edit, delete everything in that list, delete everything in this list, 0.1, enter, 0.2, enter, 0.6, enter, 0.6, enter, 1, enter, 1, enter. This is one of those where it comes in handy. I told you had to make sure you repeat if it's there twice. You have to on these. 20. It's a 20 all the way down now. Make sure you have the correct numbers or it will say mismatch when you graph it. So zoom 9. That looks curved this time. So it's probably not linear. Let's look at our R squareds. Stat, calc, number 4, linear. 0.79. It is not. There's no way it's linear, right? I don't know, though. The first one was like that. Okay. Stat, calc, quadratic. Oh, that one's very good. 0.995. I don't know if exponential is better. We're going to look at that and see. But, okay, so stat, calc, 0. Yeah, it is definitely quadratic. We have a lot of quadratics here, don't we? Yep. All right, so stat, calc, number 5, so we can write that equation. So y equals 112.3 x squared plus, minus because it's negative, minus 181.46x plus 89.01. Okay. All right, if you haven't, again, pause the video and do number 6. Move my calculator to this side. Okay, so stat, edit, and delete them. Okay, and delete them. Okay, 0.07, 0.25, 0.62, 0.65, 0.97, 0.98, okay, and then 0.8, 0.5, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. There's a lot of 0.2s there, isn't there? Okay. Zoom 9. That one again, that one looks like a curve. Maybe more exponential, but I guess we'll see. So R squareds, linear, quadratic, exponential. That is not very good. R squared for linear. So let's run quadratic. That's pretty good, 0.998. So it could be quadratic. Exponential is 0. Nope, 0.826. Did not know 4 of these were quadratic. That's okay. Not everything is even and works out so that you have the exact numbers in math anyway. So y equals 1.19 x squared minus 1.90x plus 0.92. Okay, do the last 2 of these. We will come back and do the word problems in the next video. So pause the video and you just keep going. Okay, so stat, edit. For enter, 13 enter, 16 enter, 39 enter, 71 enter, 96 enter. So 3,322.31. Do not worry if it cuts the numbers off. They are still there. It just doesn't have enough room to display them all. Okay. 1,064.09. Enter. 767.24. Enter. 45.56. Enter. 0.99. Enter. 0.05. Enter. All right. Stat calc 4. I didn't check and see what it looked like, but that's okay. Honestly, I don't have to see what it looks like. Linear, it's definitely, there's no way it's linear. 0.498. It's a very weak correlation. Just because it's very weak doesn't mean that it's not the best, because the quadratic and other things might be weaker. You never know, but the quadratic is definitely not weaker. 0.784. At this point, I'm thinking this one is probably exponential. We can go back and look at the graph. Oh, most definitely exponential. Look at that. That's probably one of the best ones we've ever had. 9, 9, 9, 9. I mean, we could just keep writing, but we're not going to. All right, so this one is definitely exponential. So y is 5,209.69 times 0.89 to the x power. Let's look at I'm just curious what the graph looks like. Oh yeah, see, look how it starts off and it goes down really fast. So that's how that one works. Okay. All right, last one we're going to do in this video is this one here. Okay, so go back to stat. We're going to edit, delete everything here. Okay, 100, 300, 600, 800, 800, 900, 160, 1,440, 72,460, 261, 140, 460, 60, and 1,642,030. By the way, remember when we talked about exponential, how it would get really quick, really fast, like it would go up really fast? I feel like this is probably exponential. Okay, we're going to definitely look at all just in case. I'm not even going to write that r-squared value down. That's 0.45. There's no way it's linear. So let's go to stat, calc, and number 5. Again, that's pretty bad. It's not awful, but let's see. Let's see about exponential. Most definitely exponential. So y is equal to 53.62 times 1.01 raised to the x power. So it is exponential. Okay. All right, sort these in appropriate pockets of it's basically envelopes there, and go ahead and start on the work that is assigned to you.